What if my camera's too bright? Camera too bright? I don't know. Is it? Hi guys. Hello everybody. I hope you're doing good. I'm doing good, living my best life. I hope you all are having a great Saturday so far. I'm having a great Saturday. Let me see. Hi Bestie Dianette. Hey girl. Shayla. Hey girl. Every time you come on odd times that it's not morning, I want to drink coffee. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Hi Yesenia. Hi user. Oh my god. Hello, hello. How are you? Hi Lindsay. I hope each and every one of you is having a great day so far. Excuse me. Hi, hello. Hi, beautiful. Beautiful put hello, beautiful to me. Ah. Hello, 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 hello. I hope your girls are doing good, girl. What you girls up to? Spill the tea. Spill the tea, sweet girl. Spill the tea, sweet girl. So, I came on live today because I wanted to go ahead. Just pulled up to Walmart. Ooh, put your ear pod in, girl, so we can still talk. Okay, hi Priscilla. I came on live today because book club is going to be starting on Monday. And I need to kind of practice on my reading. Rainy day equals movie night. I know, right? Maida says, my hubby took the kids out and I stayed home to clean without toddlers following me. Oh, good girl. What a win. Anita, hi. Hi, Sandy. You're a twin? I am a twin 3 minutes apart. Oh, you're a twin. How nice. Are you a fraternal twin? Are you an identical twin? So I decided to come on live, just, for like maybe an hour, so I can brush up on my reading skills. Since a book club, our BestieBoo Book Club is starting on Monday, I figure I don't want to sound all like ridiculous. Identical. Oh, nice. Yeah, my twins are fraternal twins. And we're due next month, Lindsay. Lindsay. So right now, I'm going to start reading. If you want to stick around and hear me read, you're more than welcome. If you want to say goodbye, good riddance, because it's boring for you, that's okay too. Yeah, so I want to put a poll really quick. Let's see here. And the poll is going to ask, do you like reading? Are you a reader? So let me go ahead. Thank you for the likes. I see all the likes going on. So let's see here. So I'm going to do a poll. And it's going to be a custom poll. And we're going to have it on for about 5 minutes. And we're going to start a new... How do I start? Hold on. Start a new... Let's see, how do I do this? A custom poll. Yeah, for 5 minutes. Let me see, I'm trying to do a new... I can't see all your comments if you guys are commenting. I don't know how to do this. Hold on 1 second. Hi, Kira. I'm getting ready to read, girl. So I'm not all like... when it's time to read together. I just don't know how to do a poll now. I'm so late in the game. Hold on. Duration, 1 minute, 2 minutes. I want 5 minutes. Start. But what's hold on. No, not a shirt. And manage. Oh, I see. Right here. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Okay. Create new. The question's going to ask, do you like to read? Do you like to read, question mark? Yes, girl. Or, I don't know. I haven't read it forever, kind of question, kind of answer. And another one's going to be, nah, hard pass. Hard. Hold on, I can't see your comments. And it's going to be, there we go, save. And it's going to be for 5 minutes. This one. 5 minutes. Start. Ah, wrong one again. Ah, oh my God. Ah, I'm going to put it in the butt. End. Okay. Manage. Okay. Oh, it's right here. Start. How do I take it off? Hold on, bestie. I'm trying to do something on my side, so I can't see your comments. So I apologies. I don't know what I'm doing. Like a big dummy. No, how do I take it off? This one. Current poll. I want that poll. You can only start a live when the existing poll ends. I don't see a poll on my side. But anyway, we'll just wait a couple of minutes. Anyway, girl, I hope you guys are doing good. So, remember I started reading a book called Having a Merry Heart in a Martha World? I started reading this book a few months ago, and I only got into like chapter 1 or like chapter 2. So, I need to continue this book. So, I figure I'm going to... Do I have neighbors upstairs? Yes. I figure I'm going to practice on my reading skills so that come Monday, I'm not like totally butchered. You look tired. Oh, thanks, girl. Thanks. Hi, Lodi. CMC. I mean, pregnancy is pregnancy. Actually, as a matter of fact, it's a good thing that one of the besties said. Last night, girl, I couldn't get comfortable. I was so uncomfortable sleeping on one side, sleeping on the other, sleeping on the other side, sleeping on the other. My stomach hurts. The skin is getting like crazy tight and hard. So I had to sleep sitting up. I slept sitting up and it was so uncomfortable. It took me an hour, maybe an hour and a half maybe, of just laying in total darkness because I was like, I'm not going to get on my phone because it's going to be bad. So I just laid there. I thought about all the things that, you know, daydreaming about the house. I was already thinking that I'm going to have to apply for life insurance once we get the home. Thinking about the finances, having to transfer the electric, turn on the gas, turn on the water at the house once we get it. So all those things, girl. Yeah, so I was like, oh, thanks. Maybe I do look tired. Yeah, so okay. I do hope you can still cook a couple more weeks. I don't mean that in a bad way. Oh, I know, me too. That's what I was telling God. When I was talking to God, I'm like, God, I will suffer and I will be uncomfortable however many days, weeks, moments, whatever it takes, as long as these kids come out healthy and strong. Yes. When are you going to do a Dunkin' video? I'm not sure. Hi from Indonesia. Hey, girl. I'm trying to save my money now. So I don't know. All that money I use on Dunkin', I'm like, nope, going straight into the savings. Because I got coffee here at home. I can make coffee here at home, girl. Yes. But we have a bestie in Indonesia. Hey, girl. I started a poll. I got a free coffee at Dunkin'. You got a free coffee? I'm jelly. Hey, girl, my son's 3 weeks and I don't know if I'd better to get him circumcised or not. Girl, it's up to you. I always say sodies since I started that. Oh, the sodies? I love sodies. They're so good. Yes, my points. Oh, your points. Yeah, it takes a few tries. I know. What were my first symptoms of the pregnancy? My first symptoms of the pregnancy were that my boobs were extra huge and I was having a hard time wearing my body shaper / waist cincher. I would put on my body shaper or like my faja, I would put it on. I'm like, why do I still have a pooch? I was like, what's going on here? And my boobs were extra like huge, and I was very starving, hungry. Typically, I wouldn't eat breakfast, but ever since my pregnancy started, I was like, I need to have something now. Now. I can't wait. I need a burrito. I need something now. Feed me. Like, it was crazy. Yeah, hunger. I hunger, mother. Have you guys seen that one? TikTok, mother, I hunger. Yes, that's how I am, and I'm not. Kira, you're funny. Is the poll still there? I don't see a poll on my side, but I said that a poll was there. But my poll that I wanted to put was asking if you guys like to read. And the only reason why is because I wanted to come on live for a little bit. I don't see it. You don't see it? Okay, good. To read a little bit to you guys, having a Merry Heart in a Martha world. Like an audiobook, like a visual audiobook. So if there's any besties who are not cool with it, girl, I don't blame you for leaving me and for leaving us. If you are cool with it, you know, just kick back, relax, hear me read. And it's practice for me because book club is starting soon, and I don't want to totally sound like I don't know how to read. So I'm practicing. I'm going to practice, at least for a little bit. Okay, let me see. Yeah, it says you can only start a poll when, it says, you can only start a poll when the existing one ends. I don't see one, but whatever. I'm so excited for you to meet your babies. I know, me too. I'm excited to see how they look. Girl, and they move a lot. They move so much. They're always moving. And last night when I was like, or actually this morning, you know, the sun was coming up, I was already awake. And my stomach, both of them had hiccups. Not at the same time. Like this was like, and I was like, kids. This was like hiccup, hiccup, hiccup. Not in that rhythmic. It's like, I don't know how to do it. Like hiccup, 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 hiccup. And it's like rhythmic. So I know it's hiccups because it's not kicks. Because it's just like on point, you know. Will you be able to labor early? I don't want to labor early. I want to let them cook as long as possible. Because if I labor early, I just think of it like this. The longer I keep them in my stomach, the likelihood of them being in the NICU is less, right? If I labor early, then the probability of them being in the NICU is higher, right? So, are you scheduled a C-section if you got past certain... yeah, so I'm scheduled. If they don't come out, I'm not scheduled yet, but they're wanting to schedule me for a C-section at 38 weeks. At 38 weeks, sweet girl. Yes, I ended the poll for you. Oh, you did, girl. So you saw it. So it existed on your side. You are so sweet. I appreciate it. Okay, now it's my turn. Let me see if I can do it. Custom, 5 minutes. Do you like to read? Start. Yay! Okay, so on your screen, on the side right here, it's going to ask you if you like to read. Not sure with twins, but you can go to 42 weeks. Yeah, like, did you know that pregnancy is actually 10 months? It's not 9 months, or that's what they say. That pregnancy is actually 10 months. Crazy, huh? Okay. Yeah, it depends on the doctor. Yeah, it depends on the doctor. Yes. But for anyone who is curious, I know we've said it a million times for all the besties who already know, but the genders are a surprise until they are born. So I don't know. Birdie doesn't know. No one knows besides our doctors and the staff and the nurses and everybody. They know. But to us, it's going to be a surprise. So we've lasted this long not knowing what they are. So it would be fun to find out what they are when they're born. Like, oh my goodness, you know? Yeah. Okay, so I have my water here. I squeeze some lemon in here so we can get to reading. Maybe like right now, like at the 45 mark. At the 45, we'll get to reading. So any besties out there who don't like to read, you're more than welcome to just hear it in the like an audio book version from your girl. If you are like boring, you can go ahead and swipe away. It's okay. No shade or tea. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, White Wolf. Desi Cakes asked, can I ask why you wanted to be surprised? Honestly, I wanted to be surprised as a way to like not have control for whatever reason. And everyone's different, of course, but I have this thing where I don't need total control. And I feel like wanting to know the genders, in my opinion, is just trying to like have a little bit of control, like what to buy and how you're gonna dress them. And for me, I just feel like leaving no control and just kind of loving them for what they are and having that sweet surprise at the end is just all the more worthwhile. You know, it was a surprise to find out they're twins. It's a surprise. It'll be a surprise at the end. The anticipation, the patience that one builds when you don't have control is cool, I think. So, Rolanda, thank you, girl. Yes. Yes. Lady Marilyn, thank you for the powder puff. Oh, thank you so much. I inspire you every day. You inspire me every day, girl. I know we can't wait. We all can't wait. It's already getting down to crunch time. How do you get yourself to drink plenty of water? I just do it. Like I just chug it down. Like it's no question. I just had my surprise baby and got a little girl. When I tell you, waiting was the most, I can't see the rest. Oh, the most, oh my gosh. Beautiful. Yeah, Elizabeth. Yeah, it is. It is, I think, you know. So it'll be fun. It will definitely be fun. So it's cool to wait. But if you don't want to wait, it's all good, girl. You know, some people don't want to wait. They want to already start shopping. And if they're going to have a boy, if they're going to have a girl, so they can have like their baby shower, like theme going, you know. So that's okay too. That's okay too, girl. No judgment ever. Guadalupe, we're going to be due in about a month. Thank you. Are you decluttering? Decluttering, girl. We don't fit. I have nowhere to put anything anymore. We outgrew this apartment a long time ago. And so now we're just waiting on the house to close soon, hopefully sooner than later. So, yeah. So in about 27 seconds, this poll right here on the end of your screen is going to end. It's going to ask you here if you want to vote. Do you like to read? So, yes, it's a real plant. It's not a fake plant. Do you like to read, girl? If you don't like to read, it's okay. But right now, in about 2 minutes, I'm going to start reading. So if you want to just say hello and goodbye, that is okay. But I'm going to read for a little bit to you guys. And this book is called Having a Merry Heart in a Martha World, Finding Intimacy with God in the Busyness of Life. So 77 voters voted in the poll. 59% put yes, girl. 19% put I don't know. And 20% put hard pass, girl. And that's okay. It is a-okay. We don't all have to like to read. And it takes, you know, it takes a lot to want to read. Okay. So let me see. When do you move? Hopefully soon, girl. We're in the last processes. We're just waiting for closing time. So as soon as those movers move out, you know. Where's Maxie? Who's Maxie? I think you're confusing me with somebody else, my good friend. I don't know who the heck Maxie is. We need that right now. I know, girl, the floods. It's crazy. Girl, it's so devastating. Oh my gosh, the way the world is going now, girl. Everything is just like, it's always been like that. Nothing's new. But that's why I try to incorporate these kinds of things. Book club, you know, having fun together, uniting each and every one of us to have a positive attitude all the time, no matter the circumstance. So the way the world is going, I can't change. We can't change. But we can only try to help each other out. And the way we can do so is by filling in our cup emotionally, intellectually, spiritually, however we can, to continue pushing forward for a better day, to be a better person, to continue trying to help however we can within our own means. So, okay, girls, so are you ready to read? Okay, so we're going to start reading. So if I don't read your comments, I apologize, girl, but I'm reading, okay? So if there's a bestie boo who knows the question, whomever is asking a question, girl, go ahead and answer the bestie boo, okay? And I'm going to be posting this also on YouTube. I might like cut this part out and just get straight to reading, because I know some people who are interested in the book don't care about all this. Okay. Should I blow my nose first? Let me get some tissue to blow my nose first. Don't go anywhere. And Mr. Richard, he's on the bed relaxing. I have a California king-size bed, and whenever we're not on the bed, he's like a little tiny thing in this big old huge bed. I think he's on the bed, or he's on the sofa. No, he's on the bed. Hold on, okay? Don't go anywhere. Okay, we are here. We are ready. The music? Girl, I don't have any music on. I don't have music on, girl. What you mean? You're talking to me? You talking to me? You talking to me? I know, right? I'm like, I don't hear music. Like, what you mean? Okay. Okay, we're gonna get ourselves situated. Having a merry heart in a Martha world, finding intimacy with God in the busyness of life. Chapter 2. Lord, don't you care? Martha was distracted by all the preparations that had to be made. She came to him and asked, Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me to do all the work by myself? Tell her to help me. Luke 10:40. It had been a busy day. I dragged my kids through a morning of errands and grocery shopping, and now it was an hour past lunchtime. We were all hungry and a little bit grumpy, but the day brightened as I pulled the car into our favorite pizza place. Pizza, pizza, pizza! My 4-year-old son Michael chanted as he bounced up and down in the back seat. Jessica, too, clapped her hands at the thought of the merry-go-round in the kiddie playland. But our joy was cut short when I opened my checkbook and discovered I didn't have enough money in my checking account. It just isn't fair, Michael informed me defiantly from the backseat as we drove towards home and plain old peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. You promised we could have pizza. He was right. The pizza bribe had bought good behavior all morning. I sighed and I looked in the rearview mirror. It's difficult explaining to a child that even though you have checks in the checkbook, you may not have enough money in the bank. I have a hard time understanding it myself sometimes. So we were at a standstill. All my explanations fell on deaf ears. Michael sat scrunched against the car door, arms folded tightly across his chest, a scowl so fierce his eyebrows and angry pout nearly met. Then, from the other side of the backseat, little Jessica piped up, "Life's hard, Miko." What do you think? This is a book called Having a Merry Heart in a Martha World. I have this linked on my Amazon girly shop, linked in the bio, and it's under the folder called books. So I think it's under $10. You can get it for yourself. I like it. It's a very good book. It just isn't fair. Life is hard and rarely fair. Even when we work diligently and do what is expected, the daily duties of life often seem to provide few rewards. When was the last time you received a standing ovation at the dinner table? Great tuna casserole, Mom! The best! Your family applauds, their smiling faces flushed with admiration. Your picky teenager gives you a high five and calls, "Encore! Encore!" Or when was the last time your boss and coworkers applauded the fact that you got to work on time, did your job with a smile, and stayed late to finish an assignment? Great job on the Anderson account, your boss says, poking his head around the door. Take the next week off with pay. Hey, why not make it 2? Doesn't happen, does it? The last time I checked, they don't hand out rewards for sparkling toilet bowls, and the extra hours of effort we give outside the home often go unnoticed and unrewarded. Sorry, no pizza for you. While Martha may have been the first person to ask Jesus the question, "Lord, don't you care?" she definitely wasn't the last. We all felt the loneliness, the frustration, the left outness and resentment she experienced in the kitchen that Bethany afternoon, doing all that work for others when no one seems to notice and no one seems to care. We've all echoed my son's complaint. It just isn't fair. In Luke 10:40, we get a clear picture of Martha's struggles. Surprise visitors appear on her doorstep. We don't know how many. In the beginning of Luke 10 is any indication, it could be as many as 70 people descending upon this quiet home. And Martha responds with open arms and with a wide smile. But somewhere between the kitchen and the living room, the seed of resentment starts growing. Before long, it sprouts into a question that echoes in women's hearts today. Lord, don't you care? The problem is obvious. Martha is doing all the work while Mary basks in all the glory. It just isn't right. At least Martha doesn't think so, and I know how she feels. A part of me wishes Jesus had said, "So sorry, Martha. Terribly insensitive of us. Come on, Mary. Come on, guys. Let's all pitch in and give Martha a hand." After all, that's what Martha wanted. That's what I want when I'm feeling overwhelmed. Soft, soothing words and plenty of helpful action. I want everyone to carry his own weight, but most of all, I want life to be fair. Oh, what do you think, guys? Yeah, so this book, Having a Merry Heart in a Martha World, if you're not very familiar with the Bible, the passage in which the author is describing Luke 10:40 is a part in the Bible where Jesus and his disciples decide in the city of Bethany, decide to take shelter in a home. Sisters Martha and Mary. I'm not sure if they live together, but what they're experiencing is that Martha is very much, she's like this. Cleaning, cooking, catering, serving Jesus and his disciples. And Mary is more so basking in his amazingness. Russia! Thank you so much. It's just basking, and she's in awe of his presence. So as he's preaching, as he's talking to his fellow disciples, like I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. As he's preaching, as he's talking to the disciples, as he's, teaching and like just talking to them, right? One-on-one. You can only imagine the presence of the Lord just there in front of you. She's at first she's kind of far away. Like just hearing while people are like walking by. Her sister's like hustling and bustling, right? The people in the home are trying to cater, wash feet, and do all those things. And so she kind of creeps closer and she kind of sits and she's hearing what he's saying. Because remember, what Jesus is saying at the time is something that no other rabbi has ever said. We have to forgive one another. We have to be merciful of one another, right? And so she gets curious. This is Mary. So like slowly but surely she's making her way. And she sits at his feet, right? Just listening. And the sister, Martha, she goes over and she's like, what are you doing? Like, hello? Like, we have things to do. We have to like cook and clean and do all these things. And she says, Lord, don't you care? Like, come on. And the Lord tells her, instead of you hustling and bustling and worrying about that, you should be more like your sister, listening. And so that's what that's what the book is kind of like going on about. Like, it's not fair. So let me continue. Are you ready? The scales of justice. I grew up playing with my mother's decorative scales. Made of ornate brass, the set of balances stood proudly on the piano with several pieces of artificial fruit on either side, dispersed creatively so one side was slightly higher than the other. Now and then, instead of practicing my piano lesson, I'd adjust the fruit. The exercise was quite educational. One plastic orange equal 2 plums. The banana and apple weighed roughly the same, and together they balanced nicely with the grapefruit. If I went about it right, I could take up quite a lot of practice time rearranging fruit on those scales. So I think what she's talking about is those like metal scales that you put stuff and then it kind of like goes like this. So we're in like this little gray part of the book right here. Warning signs of a Martha overload. You may be prone to the kind of perfectionist overload Martha experienced in Bethany. Carol Trivia, in her book Caring Without Wearing, lists 5 unrealistic expectations that can contribute to servant burnout. Can you see yourself in the following false beliefs? There should not be any limits to what I can do. I have the capacity to help everyone. I am the only person available to help. I must never make a mistake. I have the ability to change another person. What you are doing is not good. You will only wear yourselves out. The work is too heavy for you. You cannot handle it alone. Exodus 18:17 through 18. Then one day, I decided to take my little experiment a little further. After rearranging all the plastic fruit in a huge pyramid on one side, I looked around for a counterbalance. Grandma's glass grapes. Remember that kind? I love to look through the big round balls of colored glass wired tightly to a piece of twisted wood. Their purple depths made everything appear wavy and distorted and otherworldly. A perfect distraction for a bored piano student. Almost as much fun as playing with the scales. Almost. You can guess what happened, of course. When I placed the grapes on the other side of the scale, they dropped like a brick on the mahogany surface of my mother's treasured piano, setting the brass rattling and the plastic fruit flying. Mom came running, and I started playing the Indian war song, hoping she'd think it was the pounding bass and not my goofing around that had caused the disturbance. It didn't work. I deserve everything I got that time. But my mother's brass scales are not the only set of balances I've paid undue attention to in my life. I suspect that's true for you too. Since childhood, we've all had an invisible set of weights that happens to us. Since childhood, we've all had an invisible set that weighs what happens to us against what others experience. Growing up, for instance, we weighed how our parents treated us by the way they treated our siblings. Julie has 2 more juju fruits than I do. Daddy, it's my turn to sit in the front seat. That's just a part of childhood, of course. But many of us have carried the scales into adulthood, unaware, and we waste surprising amounts of time trying to get those scales to balance. Fair or not fair, equal or unequal, just or unjust, we weigh it all. And if we're not careful, our view of the world can become distorted. Every little word can take on a hidden meaning. Each action can turn into a personal attack. I do all the work, we mutter to ourselves. Why do they get all the glory? How dare they treat me like that? Like Grandma's glass grapes, these sour grapes can easily outweigh everything good in our lives, tipping the scale against us. Because when we look for injustice, we usually find it. And when we expect life to always be fair, we inevitably set ourselves up for a big disappointment. How do you like the book so far? I like it. Let's keep going. Let's keep going, girl. Let me get some water. The Three Deadly D's. The story is told of a priest who served a small parish in an obscure countryside. He loved his people and they loved him. And he was doing God's work quite effectively. So effectively, in fact, that 2 demons were assigned by Satan to pester him and somehow derail his ministry. They tried every method in their bag of tricks, but to no avail. The placid priest seemed beyond their reach. Finally, they called for a conference with the devil himself. We've tried everything, the demons explained, listing their efforts. Satan listened, then offered this advice. It's quite easy, he hissed. Bring him news that his brother has been made bishop. The demons looked at one another. It seemed too simple. They had expected something more diabolical. But it was worth a try. Nothing else had worked. Several weeks later, they returned gleefully. The old priest hadn't taken the happy news of his brother's promotion well at all. The man's former joy had been turned into moping. His encouraging words had been replaced with grumbling and gloom. In a short time, the man's vibrant ministry had been destroyed by the green worm of envy and the black cloud of disappointment, the bitter conclusion that it just wasn't fair. Satan's never been terribly creative. The tools he uses today are the same tools he's always used, and no wonder, for they've been quite effective. From the Garden of Eden to Martha's Bethany kitchen to our own everyday world, Satan still plans his attacks around what I call the 3 deadly D's of destruction. They are distraction, discouragement, and doubt. Throughout time, Satan has resorted to these tactics to bring down God's best and brightest. The underlying strategy is fairly simple. Get people's eyes off God and on their circumstances. Make them believe that their happiness lies in the happenings that surround them. Or send them good news about somebody else. When they're thoroughly discouraged, tell them God doesn't care. Then sit back and let doubt do its work. It's really a brilliant strategy when you think of it. Plant the deadly D's deep in human hearts, and sooner or later people will destroy themselves. Unless, of course, someone intervenes, which is exactly what Jesus came to do. What do you think? I love this book. Okay, I'm going to keep going. I hope you guys are enjoying the book. And if there's anyone out there, who likes this book, you can shop this on my Amazon girly shop. It's linked in the Linktree under books. And I hope that this book is resonating with you a little bit. And if not, it's okay, girl. It is all good in the hood. Okay. A distracted heart. When Jesus met Martha that day in Bethany, she was distracted. That's where Satan usually begins. He knows if we're overly worried and bogged down by duties, chances are good our hearts will not hear the Savior's call to come. While distraction may not win the battle for our soul, getting our eyes off of what is important will certainly make us more vulnerable to attack. The King James Version tells us that Martha was cumbered about much serving, which is really just another way of saying distracted. The Oxford English Dictionary defines the word cumber: 1, to overwhelm, overthrow, rout, destroy. 2, to harass, distress, bother. 3, to trouble, confound, perplex. Felt any of those lately? I certainly have. The original Greek word used in this passage of betispeo, to be overoccupied about a thing, to draw away, that sounds eerily familiar to me as well. Strong's Concordance adds another dimension to the word cumber, defining it as to drag all around. Can't you see Martha, all of her responsibilities snapping at her skirt like angry chihuahuas, all her expectations dragging behind her like balls and chains? Martha's pursuits were far from trivial. That's important to recognize. In fact, the preparations Martha pursued were described by Luke as diakonia, the New Testament word for ministry. But even pure ministry for Jesus can become a weight we drag around, says pastor and author Dutch Sheets. It's called the treadmill anointing, and it isn't from God. I've experienced the treadmill anointing in ministry far more than I'd like to admit. Even on those days when I have the best of motives, my heart can be pulled away from doing things as unto the Lord and settle for simple getting things done. And when that happens, I can tell you, this Martha isn't very merry. Neither, of course, was the original Martha. Like the rabbit in Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, she had a schedule to keep, and no one seemed to sense the importance of her mission. In fact, they seemed quite oblivious to her need. It wasn't long before the gracious hostess in Martha collapsed, and the Queen of Hearts took over, pointing fingers and screaming, "Off with their heads! Off with everyone's head!" I'm familiar with the Queen of Hearts. She raised her regal head around our house every once in a while. Just let the housework pile up, my schedule running wild, her obligations go unmet, and I have the makings of a royal temper tantrum. The queen in me stalks the kitchen, slamming cupboards and rattling pans while making wild statements to no one in particular. Pity the child who crosses the queen on a rampage, especially after Her Highness has made a sweep through the house for laundry only to find half of it clean and lying on the floor. "Clean socks?" I bellow. "You want clean socks? Try under your bed where you keep the rest of your clothes." And by the way, off with your head! I don't say it, but sometimes I feel it. I'm overwhelmed and distracted. I feel incredibly alone, just like Martha felt. And though you might never know it from my Queen of Hearts facade, the weight of discouragement is already tugging at my heart. A discouraged heart. When we're distracted, discouragement is just around the corner. Weariness creeps in as life overpowers us. It causes us to say and do things we would never consider saying or doing otherwise. Discouragement breaks down our perspective and our defenses. Though we may just completed great things for God, Weary discouragement tells us we're useless, hopeless, and abandoned. Elijah felt that kind of discouragement, having just won a mighty victory over the prophets of Baal. 1 Kings 18. Elijah had been flying high. But when Jezebel took out a contract on Elijah's life, the wicked queen's howdy words brought the mighty prophet back to earth with a thud. Less than a day after holy fire fell from heaven, proving once and for all that God was good. God was God. Elijah was running for his life. Distraction made him fear. Discouragement made him hide. Don't you care? Elijah asked God as he sat trembling under the broom tree in the desert. I have had enough, Lord, he whimpered in 1 Kings 19:4. Take my life, just let me die. Have you spent much time under the broom tree of self-pity? I have. It's easy to find a shady spot and feel sorry for ourselves when we're distracted and discouraged, especially when we run up against unexpected opposition, especially when it feels like we're running for our lives. In the dictionary, you'll find self-pity struck between self-perpetuating and self-pollinating. I had to laugh when I saw it because it's so true. I happen to be an expert on the subject. Being quite the hostess myself, I throw pity parties fairly regularly. Trouble is, no one wants to come. Self-pity is a lonely occupation, or perhaps you're more familiar with the broom closet of isolation. Failure seems imminent, and it's easier to hide than face life head on. So we pull our shredded confidence around trembling shoulders, cover our heads, and beg to be excused from the regular business of life. We're downhearted and downright depressed, and all because of discouragement. Discouragement can drain us of all hope, of all vision, of all our tomorrows and dreams, and certainly did that for Elijah. But I love the tender picture of 1 Kings 19:5-7, for it hints at the tenderness available to us in our own discouragement. Remember what happened? God sent an angel to bring food to his downhearted prophet. Get up and eat, the angel told Elijah, for the journey is too much for you. Then the angel stood guard as Elijah fell back asleep. When we're distracted and discouraged, tired and overwhelmed, there is no better place to go than to our Father. He alone has what we need. Don't snivel under a broom tree. Don't hide in the broom closet. Go to the Lord and let him sweep away your discouragement. As you do, you'll find healing in your hurting heart, even when it can't help but doubt. Aw, what do you think? So sweet. Okay, let's keep going. I'm glad you're here with us, everybody. A doubtful heart. Throughout history, Satan has found that trying to make humanity question God's existence is futile. As Paul writes in Romans 1:19-20, God's existence is written upon man's heart. Time and time again, over the course of history, agnosticism and atheism have fallen before the bedrock belief God is. In our lifetime, we've seen a century of atheistic unbelief crumble along with the Soviet Union and the Berlin Wall. Contrary to communist prediction, belief in God has definitely not died. In fact, the rise of atheistic states in the 20th century did little except spur the growth of religion. Since atheism has been less than effective, Satan has returned to another lie. in his bag of tricks. If he can't make us doubt God's existence, Satan will do his best to make us doubt God's love. After he has distracted us, after he has discouraged us, Satan's final tactic is disillusionment and doubt. You're on your own, baby, he whispers to our loneliness. See? God doesn't really care, or he would have shown up by now. Nothing could be further from the truth, of course, and yet Satan continues to use this deception with great success, even against God's own children. I'm ashamed to say my heart has sometimes listened to Satan's siren song. The words of doubt and notes of disillusionment echo the frustration and confusion I feel inside. A counter melody of faith. A mournful tune arises during those times when God neither acts the way I think he should, nor loves me the way I want to be loved. Like two songs being played in different keys, the dissonance of what I feel clashes to what I know and threatens to drown out the anthem of God's eternal love. So let's read right here, this little gray part. 5 strategies of fighting discouragement. We all dip down now and then into discouragement. The secret is not to stay there. There are several ways you can beat the downward spiral of the deadly D's in your life. Allow for rest stops. Discouragement is often our body's way of saying, stop, I need rest. Try taking a nap or getting to bed a little earlier. It's amazing how different things will look in the light of morning. Exodus 34:21. Get a new point of view. Take a few steps back and ask God to help you see his perspective on your situation. Often it seems to be an impassable mountain in our eyes is only a stepping stone for his. Elijah 33:17. Have patience. It's easy to get distracted when things don't go the way you planned. But if you've committed your concerns to the Lord, you can be sure he is at work, even when you don't see his hand. Romans 8:28. Mingle. Discouragement feeds off isolation. Get out of the house. Go visit some friends. It's amazing how good old-fashioned fellowship can lift our spirits and chase away the blues. Psalm 133:1. Set a timer, okay? So things aren't so good. I found it helpful to set the oven timer and allow 10 minutes for a good cry. But when the buzzer sounds, I blow my nose, wipe my eyes, and surrender my situation to the Lord so I can move on. Ecclesiastes 3:4. The Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Don't be afraid. Do not be discouraged. Deuteronomy 38:1. What do you guys think so far, girl? I know the little gray part, huh, Lady Marilyn? Yeah. The little gray part. So, girl, do you want me to continue reading? I don't want to bore you half to death, and we can save this for another day. But just know that this video is going to be posted on YouTube, just in case there's any individual out there who is wanting to check out this book or buy this book. They can find it on YouTube in pieces. So I have pages 1 through 7 on one day, 7 through whatever on another day, and then this will be for another day. But I can continue going. The next passage is, Lord, don't you care? So let me know. Miriam. She's asking for advice. Okay. If I keep reading, Miriam asked for advice. So if you would be so kind to answer Miriam's advice question while I read. Okay. Lord, don't you care? It began one spring as the crocus pushed their way through the hard-crusted soil and the tight buds of trees flowed unfurled toward the sun. All around me the world was waking, but the warmth of the changing season never reached my soul. While I still loved God, he seemed distant and preoccupied with someone other than me. It was, I suppose, my first true spiritual crisis. Having been raised in a Christian home, I'd eagerly accept Jesus at the age of 4. I loved God with a childlike totality and knew he loved me, though sometimes I wondered why. Yet slowly over the years, mostly without my knowledge, little strands of uncertainty had been spun in my soul, and gradually they had knit themselves together into a dark veil. That spring, after 15 years of full-time ministry, I began struggling with doubt, especially in the area of prayer. God didn't seem to be answering my prayers as he should. Ask what you will, and it shall be given, and it shall be given you, he had promised. But I felt as if someone at the pearly gates was marking my prayer mail returned to sender. My friend wasn't healed of terminal cancer, and my mother continued to struggle off after open heart surgery. Even small requests were left unanswered. My van, for instance, still made a frustrating squeal, impervious to the efforts of the mechanics and their lube jobs. And the heater wouldn't work right. Other little things kept going wrong, nothing major, just enough to keep me worried and, yes, distracted. The van proved to be the final showdown, my spiritual Alamo. Winter returned to Montana, and I drove down to see my mother, who was battling depression. A year had passed since her surgery, and despite the strict vegetation diet, her cholesterol level had soared. The medication caused terrible mood swings and chest pains. She was ready to give up. I'd rather go be with the Lord, she said. If the quality of my life is diminished, there's no sense in living. We cried and prayed together. I wanted to be understanding and supportive, but I felt so frustrated. My mother was ready to end it all because she felt winded after pulling weeds and cleaning house. Mom, it isn't what you do that makes you who you are, I told her through my tears. It's never been that. I love you for you. I need you. Please don't give up. She looked so small and fragile as she leaned into my van to hug me the next evening. I'd come to encourage, to build up, to somehow fix the emotional short circuit that left my normally positive mother negative and hopeless. But the short visit had ended bittersweet with an impasse. Did you get the window up? She asked. A day before, she had lowered my van's power window, and there it had stayed, refusing all our creative attempts to close it. No, but it'll be okay. I gave her one last hug, glancing at the sky. Snow had begun to fall, and the clouds looked stormy dark. A gas station mechanic offered no solutions, so I closed the door on the top of a towel and drove out to town angry. Angry at the window that still wouldn't budge. Angry at my mother, who seemed to be giving up. But most of all, angry at God, who didn't seem to be paying any attention at all. Okay, God, I prayed. You said I have not. You said I have not because I asked not. So here goes. Please, Lord, please make the window go up. I've tried everything. You're the only one who can help. I worked up a reasonable amount of faith and pressed the button on the armrest. Nothing. Wind wiped through the window, tearing the towel from its place as I joined the traffic on the interstate. Icy snow swirled around the flapping towel and into the cab. Lord, you know my heater doesn't work and it's 150 miles home. Tears spilled over as I groped, trying to zip my coat with one hand. You say you'll provide all our needs according to our riches and glory. I just need one little miracle. Please, I paused a moment, as if giving my petition time to make it to heaven. My eyes closed for a split second as I pressed the little black lever. Nothing. Frustrated, I pulled over to the shoulder off the road and slammed on the brakes. Fine! I got out of the car and slammed the door. The wind sliced across the valley floor, burying the highway into a flurry of snow. I removed the towel and pulled a flimsy bedspread from the back seat. If you won't take care of me, I will. Hostility burned high in my throat, choking me as I spit out the words with an anger that had built over a long, spiritually frigid summer and fall. How can I know you're real if you won't answer one little prayer? I'm desperate, but you're silent. I'm angry, but you don't seem to care. Earlier that month, I'd driven 15 miles from the window with the window down in a sub-zero weather. I'd taken hours to feel warm again. I climbed back into the van, wrapped the bedspread around my shoulders, preparing for a miserable trip. I finally shut off the faulty heater, as the lukewarm air had only aggravated the cold. We fell into an uneasy silence. My traitorous friend didn't seem interested in talking, so I spent the rest of the blizzard alone, struggling beneath the shroud of angry darkness. I turned on the Christian radio station and listened as people talked about God's love. But for the first time in my life, I doubted its reality. Did they ever question? Did doubt about the Father's sovereignty ever shake their faith? It was all new to me, this cold, hard cynicism. The radio's clock glowed 10:59 p.m. when I finally arrived home. I'd driven slowly most of the trip, staring through the blinding snow for any sign of the center line. But somewhere along those fearful, rigid miles, I'd lost the anger. The last resentment of rage melted when I realized 25 miles from home that I was warm, truly warm. Though my nose felt chafed by the wind and my cheeks tingled to the touch, the rest of my body was extraordinarily comfortable, miraculously so. The Father had heard, the Father had answered, not in the way I'd asked, and certainly not in the way I'd planned. He hadn't rolled up the window, but he had wrapped me in his arms. I began to cry again. This time, the tears were those of a demanding child, but those of a chastened daughter. Trust me, my child, I have your ultimate good in mind. How nice. There's still more, so we can keep reading, but I have to blow my nose. It's like those things like that happen to me, like when I'm at church, or like, just hearing stuff, that I start like getting teary-eyed, because you know the feeling, You've been there when all hope is like all hope is lost. What do? And you like somehow find comfort later on when you thought like, oh wow, you wanted things to go one way and they go the other way, and you're like, okay. I'm okay. I thought it was gonna go this way, but I'm okay. Crazy, huh? Okay, so Christina, the book that we're reading is called Having a Merry Heart in a Martha World. You can find this on, of course, my Amazon girly shop, linked in my bio page, Linktree, under Amazon girly shop, under books. I think it's like under $10. So let's continue. I'm only gonna go on for like about 25 minutes left. I have a timer just so I don't go like on forever. So we're gonna keep reading for about 25 more minutes. And yeah, so I hope you're enjoying. Pull back the tears. Doubting God's goodness. I wonder how the Father feels when we assume the worst about him rather than the best. Does his heart hurt like mine when we question his love? You don't love me, my 13-year-old son said with the same pout he'd used that pizza-deprived afternoon many years ago. He was teasing more or less, and he said it with a hint of a grin. But he still wanted the remark to sting, and it did. What do you mean? I wanted to scream. I clothe you, I feed you, I make sure you have cleats for football, I have a forever ugly zipper on my lower belly where the doctor ripped me open so you could live, ungrateful child, and now I don't love you? But none of that counted at the moment. I had told him he couldn't stay up to watch the NFL playoffs on a school night, and suddenly all my love had been erased. Doubting God's love doesn't require tragedy. It can creep into the everyday just as insidiously, just as dangerously. It happened when our will is crossed, when our needs are ignored, and when we, like Martha, are struck doing the dirty work while everyone else is having fun. Now, such doubt in itself is not a sin. It's simply a thought or feeling that springs up almost involuntarily. But when we let it lodge in our heart long enough, wedged tightly like a poppy seed between our teeth, that little doubt can become a big problem. For doubt left unchecked can fester into unbelief. And unbelief, my friend, is not only sin, it's deep trouble. When we no longer believe in God's goodness, when we no longer trust in his care, when we end up running away from the very love we need to live. Unbelief brought down Judas. He refused to trust God's timing. Unbelief hardened Saul's heart. He closed his eyes to the righteousness of God's ways. Unbelief kept the Israelites in the wilderness for 40 years because they questioned God's ability to lead them. And it was unbelief way back in the beginning of time that opened the doorway of darkness in a world designed for pure light. The Garden of Eden must have been wonderful. Just think. No house to clean, no meals to cook, no clothes to iron. Eve had it made. A gorgeous hunk of a husband. Paradise for a living room. God for a playmate. But somehow, in the midst of all these blessings, the marvelous grew mundane. The remarkable ho-hum. And a nagging sense of discontentment sent Eve wandering toward the only thing God had withheld, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. What is it about us women that creates such a desperate need in us to always know, to always understand? We want an itinerary for our life. And when God doesn't immediately produce one, we set out to write our own. I need to know, we tell ourselves. No, God answered softly. You need to trust. But like the original First Lady, we push aside his tender voice and head straight for the tree. Not the sacrificial tree of the cross, but the proud, towering beauty called knowledge. Because after all, knowledge is power, and power is what we secretly crave. I believe Eve's eventual sin began with a tiny thought, a small itching fear that was somehow missing that she was somehow missing something that and that God didn't have her best interest at heart. What could be wrong with something so lovely, so desirable as a forbidden fruit? Perhaps a hidden resentment had worked down into her spirit. Adam got to name the animals while she got to pick papayas. Whatever the identity of the tiny irritation, it set her looking for more. And Satan was ready and waiting, willing to give her more than she'd ever bargained for. He filled her mind with questions. Did God really say? Satan encouraged Eve to doubt God's word and God's goodness until the continual question marks finally obliterated her trust in God's love. Humanity has questioned God's love ever since. Should we keep going? Let's keep going. This part's called asking questions. Lord, don't you care? Like Martha, we have our questions. Like Martha, we have our doubts. I'm so glad God isn't threatened by our doubts and questions, our fears, or even our frustration. He wants us to trust his love enough to tell him what we are thinking and feeling. David did that. He is a marvelous example of a heart honest and open before God. The shepherd boy turned king poured out his complaint before the Lord all through the Psalms. In Psalm 62:8, he invites us to do the same. Trust in him at all times, O people. Pour out your hearts to him, for God is our refuge. Our friend Martha was on the right track that day in Bethany. Instead of allowing her doubtful questions to fester, she took her worries and her fears and voiced them to Jesus. While her bristling, abrasive approach is hardly the best model, there is still several important lessons we can learn from her gutsy encounter with Christ. First, we can bring our needs to Jesus anytime and anywhere. Ask, and it will be given to you, Jesus said in Matthew 7:7. In the Greek, the form of the word for ask implies keep on asking. We can't wear our Savior out. He's never too busy to hear our heart's cries. Martha took full advantage of his availability, even in the midst of her busyness and party preparations. Second, Jesus really cares about what concerns us. Cast all your anxiety on him. 1 Peter 5:7 tells us, because he cares for you. Jesus didn't laugh off Martha's concerns. He didn't become angry. Instead, he spoke to her with infinite gentleness and tenderness, recognizing the pain behind her whining words. Finally, Jesus loves us enough to comfort us when our attitude is wrong. Those whom I love, says the Lord, I rebuke and discipline. Revelation 3:19. And that is what the Savior did with Martha. He intuitively understood Martha's pain, but that didn't stop him from telling her what she needed to hear. And Martha, to her credit, listened. Too often, I think, we hold on to doubt and confusion until our questions explode as accusations. We shake our fists at God, raging from all the hurt. Then human nature makes us want to run and hide, nursing our perceived injustice and licking our wounds. But Martha didn't do this. She stated her case, yes, but then she stuck around to hear Jesus' ruling. Though she accused him of neglect, she was willing to listen to his response. She was willing to leave the outcome in his hands. I love the compassion of Jesus in this story. He saw Martha's situation. He understood her complaint, but he loved her too much to give her what she wanted. Instead, Jesus gave her what she needed, an invitation to draw close to him. With open arms, he invited the troubled woman to leave her worries and cares and find refuge in him alone. Because when you have questions, there is no place better to go than to the one who has the answers. The answer to the question. Lord, don't you care? Of course he cares. That's why he came. If I were God, wanting to touch base with man, I'd drop by for a visit. Maybe a week or two with plenty of advice at advertising, hitting the major cities before returning to my comfy celestial throne. Just long enough to get people's attention and straighten things out. Then, beam me up, Scooty. I'd be out of there. Oh, Scotty. Beam me up, Scotty. Like telling an angel from above. Who in their right mind would leave heaven to actually live on earth? Why that would be like a farmer selling his cozy farmhouse so he can live in his pigsty. Like Bill Gates giving up his Microsoft billion so he can run a hot dog stand for minimum wage. Unthinkable. But that is exactly what Jesus did. God became one of us so that when we ask, Lord, don't you care? We can know without a doubt that he does. Instead of paying a house call or a flashy extraterrestrial visit, he took up residence among us. Through Jesus Christ incarnate, God entered the world through the same doorway we do. When he stuck around as long as we'd let him, until we sent him dying out the same pitiful exit we will go. Does he care? You better believe it. You'd better believe it. Because until you settle that question once and for all, you will never get past doubt to true belief. You'll forever be faced with a shiny apple and the hiss of temptation to take matters into your own hands. The fact is, until we stop doubting God's goodness, we can't experience God's love. Martha spoke her secret fear aloud, and we can too. But like Martha, we must stick around long enough to hear the sweet reassurance of his answer. Don't expect any explanations or apologies. After all, God is God. If righteous Job couldn't force God to give an account of his actions, then we shouldn't expect to always understand his mysterious ways. Be rest assured God will answer. He longs to reveal his love to you, but you won't find it by shaking your fist in the air. You won't find it by barging into his presence and demanding to be treated fairly. You'll find it by sitting at his feet and remembering who he is. Emmanuel, God with us. He knows the journey is difficult. He knows life is rarely fair. Jesus fought the same frigid winds of distraction, discouragement, and doubt that kept us from knowing God's love. But like the Father, he longs to gather us in his arms. He longs to trade the flimsy blankets of our own self-sufficiency for his all-sufficiency. The Lord Jesus invites us to cast our doubts, our fears, and anxiety upon him, to discover how much he really does care. Trust me, my child, he whispers. I have your ultimate good in mind. All right, so that was the end of chapter 2. So I'm going to put my sticky note here. And we'll go ahead and read chapter 3 another day. So what do you think, my good friends? We read a whole chapter together. We read it in a matter of like 50 minutes. Yay! Candy Cane, I'm glad that you're here, girl. I am glad that you are here, my good friend. I know it's good, huh? It made me draw a few tears. It made me draw a few tears, my good friend. But I'm glad that you're here with us. Thank you. I'm glad that you're here with us. Hi, amiga. Hi, ojos. What have you been doing today? Nothing. Nothing much, girl. Not really. Just hanging out here at home. I'm trying not to spend money. I did go to the bank, actually. Candy cane. That is so cute. I did go to the bank to, like, put money into my sinking funds. But that's pretty much it, girl. I don't plan on doing anything. Just saving money. Not going anywhere. Unless I have to. What have you been doing today? Nothing, girl. Nothing really. Let me see here. Let me make the font big so I can see it big. Okay, let me see. Oh, host, what's going on with you, girl? What's happening, girl? You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. I know now that I'm pregnant, I don't want to spend... I know, right? How's the weather where you are? It's good. Let's ask Google. Let me see. I'm going to ask Google. Okay, Google. What's the weather like today?
Right now in El Paso, it's 102 degrees and sunny. Today, it'll be sunny, with a forecasted high of 102 and a low of 77.
It's 102 where I live. It's 102. I found the guy that I'm talking to with another chick. Oh, no. Oh, girl, break up with him. He's not worth your time, girl. I know it's sad. But he deceived you. Oh, it's 96. And Elena, I'm glad that you're here. I feel I'm so huge at 32 weeks. Girl, me too. Your Google answer too. I know. I was thinking in my mind the other day. I was thinking like I should mute myself when I'm asking Google so it doesn't turn on your Googles. I was like, I should mute myself, huh? That would be the best thing to do so not everyone's Googles turn on. I'm sorry, ojos. That's like my biggest fear sometimes. Like, my birdie is so good. Like, you're too good. We were just talking, but still gonna stop talking. I know it's hard, girl. Like, you just want to keep talking or find out why or, like, what you did wrong. Or, like, what's wrong with him? Like, why can't you just be satisfied with one person? Like, what's your freaking problem? You know? I know. I'm sorry that happened, girl. But just know you'll find someone who deserves you and that will love you and will treat you like a queen. I did see one of the besties. Okay, let me see. What's your advice? What's your question, bestie? I see that you keep asking that you need advice. What's your question? So I can help however I can. Thank you, Ariana. You're so sweet. I try to have a positive attitude every day, girl. I try, girl. Am I successful? I don't know, you tell me. Hi, Ty-Don. Yeah, girl, I'm just, coming on live this afternoon so I can practice my reading skills because, girl, we're going to start our book club on Monday. And I don't want to, sound like I don't know how to read. So I was like, let me practice. So I decided to come on, and this video or the reading part is going to be pasted on YouTube. I have a playlist of this book just in case there's any person interested out in the world that doesn't want to buy the book or maybe wants to hear like an audiobook or can't afford that audiobook or just wants to hear me read it. It's going to be posted on YouTube under a certain playlist. It's 11:47 where you live. Girl, what you doing up so late? Yeah, I think so. Just to read and to share it with the world. I don't know if that's legal, but I'm just kidding. I feel I'm so hungry every time I feel so heavy. It's normal? Yeah, of course it's normal, girl. You're creating 2 kids. What you mean? You're creating life. That's absolutely normal. You're always hungry, always trying to snack, always eating. Absolutely. Thank you, Susan. You're creating kids. Yes. That is a-okay, girl. As long as your kids are happy and healthy every time you get a checkup, they're doing good, you're doing good. Yeah, girl, it's okay. Don't worry. As long as you're feeling good. Are you having a boy or a girl? There's 2 kids in here. There's 2. There's 2 kids, and they could be 2 boys, 2 girls, or a boy and a girl. So you have to stay tuned to find out because I don't even know myself. Yeah, girl. But yeah, that was fun. Reading is fun. I like reading. Hi, Jessie Cod. Hey, girl. Which reminds me, there's two besties. Not you, Jessie Cod, but another Jessie. There's two besties turning birthdays today. One of them, let me see. I have it in my calendar. My calendar's right here. Right here, girl. My calendar. We have a bestie boo named Jessie turning birthday, and we have another bestie boo. Her name is Savitha. Hey, girl. Yes. Let me see. Do twins run on your side, or birdies? So, okay. My bird, his dad's dad is a twin, and my dad's mom's dad is a twin. So on both sides, but they say from my research, right? My Twitter research, I'm not Twitter. My TikTok research says that the twin gene runs in the women's family. I don't know if that's true. I have no clue. They also say that because I waited till my 30s to have my first kids, that I produce extra eggs. I don't know if that's true. So I don't know, girl. I have no clue. I feel only have big bump in the world. Girl, what you mean? Have you seen me lately? We're both big bumping it. And then I don't think about panza, girl. Like, look at this. Like, I have this, and I got this, and my butt's gotten bigger. My sides have gotten bigger. Over here, it's not just panza. It's everything. The whole body got big. The whole body got big with these. Yeah, I'm big. Bella's so big. Lord, have mercy. Thanks, girl. I'm like shining bright like a diamond. But your birdie loves it. I know, right? He better love it. He better love me. Yeah, girl. In our family, we don't carry twins, and my brother's wife had twins, not identical. Yeah, you see? I think it comes from the lady. Either that or it comes with her age. Wiggy, wiggy. Wiggy, wiggy. It looks really small, you think? It's because I'm wearing black, and black is slimming. But if I turn to the side, like, whoa. I know. Have you guys played Mortal Kombat the other day? It was funny. The other day I was talking to my birdie. Because, you know, Mortal Kombat, right? When, I don't know what we were doing. I was like, don't mess with me, bird. Don't mess with me. Like, what my move, my Mortal Kombat, if I was like a player, like my Mortal Kombat move, when the players, like, finish him. And they're like this. Finish him, right? My move is going to be like this. Boom. That's going to be my move. Yeah, Gisela, that's where I got this wall of diapers. This is like one of 2 walls of diapers. You still look home. Oh, thank you. Hi, Gabby. Gabby, we were reading some book. Oh, you think so, Miriam, girl? You should have seen me before these kids. I was like a stick. When I was pregnant, I was huge. I was on bed rest since I was 3 months pregnant. Oh my gosh, girl, you see? So we all get big, girl, not just you. It's okay. It's okay, Gabby. It's all good, girl. Living your best life. I love you anyway. I know. That's going to be my Mortal Kombat move. Like this. Finish him. Don't mess with me. I'll crush you with these kids. Yeah, girl. But anyway, I hope you enjoy today's video, today's reading. I hope that today you're feeling good. You're staying hydrated. You're staying indoors. And if you're not staying indoors, girl, enjoy the weather. Enjoy the sun. Enjoy your family. There's a lot of things in this world that we can't change, that we can't fix. The only thing we can do is be a better person every day. Where have I been? Girl, where were you? I know, where have you been, Gabby? Gabriela Hernandez. Where have you been? Where were you? I popped in the moment you were jumping. I know, that's going to be my Mortal Kombat move, girl. If I'm a player, And like they're like this, like right, like fatality or whatever, like you know, or like you know when you kick their asses, and like you have to do like a last like combo move, right? So you can like do like this like cool trick. They're like this, just waiting to get their butts whooped. Finish him. 42 and a half weeks pregnant at 3 months pregnant. What? And had a boy and a girl. I had 3 weeks early. Oh, nice. I'm pregnant too. I've been so sensitive. I cry out. You know what, Maria? I've noticed that I used to be more sensitive before my pregnancy. Every day I would cry. Every day. And if you follow me, and if you've been following me for the last 2 years here on TikTok, when I get ready and do my makeup, I would cry every morning. And now, I mean, I still cry, but it's not as often as before, I've noticed. My brother is working. I know. I saw that you put that twice, Gisela. I read it 2 times that your brother is working. Darlene, hey girl. Haven't seen you in a while. How have you been? What was I gonna do? Where were you? Do you guys know where that's from? Earlier today, Danielle texted me. She's like, where is that from again? Where were you? Let me show you. Let me see if I have it here. Oh no, I don't think I do. Where were you? I don't think I do. Yeah, Jack and Jill. Jack and Jill. What? Is it Forrest Gump? No, it's not Forrest Gump. It's from Jack and Jill. Yeah, Elena. I know. Like, we got stronger for whatever reason. I guess it's our friendship. Our friendship made us stronger. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. I want to show you where where were you? I want to show it to you. Just don't leave. Don't go anywhere. Stay there. Lord, have mercy. Bella's so big. I have it here on this USB drive. Because sometimes my laptop, I take too much stuff. I do a bunch of things. So I have to like put it in a USB and then plug it in for all my funny stuff that I save. I like saving funny stuff. I'm weird. Where were you? Let me see. Where could it be? Funny stuff. I have a funny stuff folder. Let me see. Let me move this out of the way. Put the volume on high. Make sure that... Oh! Ah! I took it out like a big dummy. Hold on. Okay, right here. Funny stuff. Let me make it big. Do you guys see the screen?
Where were you?
That's my favorite part.
Where were you?
So every time you guys hear me say, where were you? I'm copying that. Funny stuff folder. Yeah, I have a funny stuff folder. Yeah. Yeah, girl, that's me all the time. What if you go away and I don't see you for a long time and I say, where were you? I know. Jasmine, I like your profile picture, Cartman. I like Cartman. He's cool. There's only some episodes that I know in my mind. I don't know if you know South Park really well, right? But there's this one episode, and I even told my Brady, like, are you gonna stick something icky in my mouth? Like Butters, right? I'm not gonna stick anything icky in your mouth. You know? Oh my goodness. Kay, thank you so much. Do I have stretch marks? I wish I can show you. As a matter of fact, I have one. I have one right here. Yeah, I have one right here. Out of all of this, the last melon. I have one, but I can't see it. I only identified it one time that I went like this. And I was talking to my bird like that, like laying down. And then he's like, where do you have a stretch mark? Because like my mirror, my vanity was like this. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, it's down under. It's down under. I was like, ah. But it's okay, girl. Our stretch marks are warrior marks. The last melon, right? Doom on you. Doom on you. Yeah, girl. You're going to a party? Enjoy your party, girl. Yeah, we're just sitting here relaxing, chillaxing. Right now, I'm going to make dinner. I'm going to make, I already have the chicken drumsticks thawed out. So chicken drumsticks with like some potatoes, like French fries. Something easy, girl. Am I affected by the storm? No. It's 102 degrees. It's freaking humid as heck. You're at home watching Teen Mom? That's cool, girl. My son tells me that stretch marks are the souvenir for a special time we had. Oh, that is so sweet. Your skin is so pretty without makeup. Thanks, girl. This is a long time of getting good or having good skin. It took a long time, is what I'm trying to say. I didn't always have good skin. It's 5 o'clock on the dot right now, girl. Did any parts of Texas get flooded? Of course, a lot of parts of Texas got flooded. Of course, girl. I hope you have an easy birth. Thanks, girl. Same for you. I hope you have an easy birth. Of course, girl. I hope you have an easy birth. Thanks, girl. Same for you. I hope you have an easy birth too. So I'm not going to stay on very long because my birdie should be here soon. How did you get your skin to be so good? Well, honestly, my good friend, I struggled with adult acne for many years of my life. And that was just something that I had like as a teenager, as a young adult, just pimples, blackheads, bumps just everywhere. Like those little tiny bumps that are not even like congestion. Like if I go like this, like really hard, all this white nasty stuff would come out, like all the gunky stuff. And what saved my skin is the Differin acne face wash, all the product line. It cleared up my acne so good, but it's very, very powerful, strong stuff. So if you do use it, girl, just be careful. It will bleach your clothes. It'll bleach your towels. It'll bleach everything. Your skin is going to be very harsh. Going to take it very harsh at first. It's going to feel like it's like tissue paper, like ripping to shreds because it is medicated. But it does work, and I've just kind of, been maintaining it from here till then. From then till now. I can't use it anymore because the ingredients are harmful for pregnant women. But girl, once I'm not pregnant anymore, I'm going to go back to all the things I used to do. Yes. It's good for dark spots too. It has an ingredient in it. That's why it bleaches towels. I don't want to say it bleaches your skin, but it fades all your acne scars. It does. Does Bird work every Saturday? Yes, Elena. He works every Saturday. Bird works Monday through Saturday. His only day off is on Sunday. That's the only day I have with him. Why am I so cute, Nikki? You're making me blush. It's called Differin. Look. I can look it up for you because I have my handy dandy laptop right here. Girl. Let me look it up for you, my good friend. Just bear with me. Yeah, all the stuff that I like and talk about, I have it linked on my Amazon girly shop, girl, because like I remember when I was younger, I would always ask like people like online, like, where do you get this and where do you get that? And they would never freaking tell me, and I always get all pissed off all the time. So here is my Amazon girly shop. It's linked on the Linktree. And then you'd look for Amazon girly shop, and it's under skincare. Where is it? Hold on. Eyes, skin, and lip products. These are the things that I've tried before and that I like a lot and that works for me. So right here, this is one of the items. This is the Differin Dark Spot Correcting Cream. The serum. The serum's good, but if you want your step number 1, like your very first thing, I would say is the acne face wash. Start off with that first, right here. The Differin Acne Face Wash. And then after you do your face wash, second step would be the gel, which is like a serum, if you will. This, don't put it around your eyes. Don't wash around your eyes, girl, but it will save your skin. It works very good. I would say to start off maybe once a week, twice a week. You're going to feel it on your skin. And it's going to take a little while, but your skin's going to clear. I promise you. but you have to do it consistently. And you have to be washing your face. You can't only wash your face once a day. You have to wash it at least twice a day, every day. Yeah, but I have everything there for you, my good friend. All the things I like, all the things I use that I can find on Amazon. I try to put it in one central location for everybody. That Jasmine, that's why I say, like, when you start off using it, maybe use it once a week with other face wash. Like, do your other face wash, and then in the night, like, okay, I'm going to use my different, you know? And then, like, the next day, use your regular face wash that you use already. And then work your way up to 2 times a week, then 3 times a week, and then every day. And you're going to see a difference, I promise you. But you have to take a before picture. Before, just for your phone, just like no one sees. And then as the week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and your face is feeling it, and it feels like it's about to tear off, and you're like, oh my gosh, it itches, and all these things. It's normal, it's natural. After a month, take a picture, and you're going to see the progression, I promise you. But like I'm telling you, just have a face towel that you're okay, that it gets bleached. It will get bleached, you're going to see, or your clothes. I have a Hello Kitty shirt that's like bleached right here at the neck, because the water would go like this. Yeah. What's a good to help with my What's a good to help? What are your top 3 cereals? Okay, Elena, you ready? My top 3 cereals are Apple Jacks. I love Apple Jacks. I like the raisin. It's called the Raisin brand, but it's the one with the little doughies. Let me see. The Raisin Nut brand, I think it's called. The Raisin Nut brand. It's kind of expensive and the box is tiny. It's so good. These. Let me show you. So first, number 1 is Apple Jacks. Number 2 is the Raisin Nut brand with those little doughs. It has to have the little doughy doughs. Those little doughs. Oh, so good, but it's kind of expensive. And number 3, I'm going to say the honeycombs. So freaking good. The honeycombs I can eat all day long. What are your favorite 3? I know it's low-key expensive, right? Shoot, girl. It's like freaking expensive as heck. Do I have any pictures of on the wedding? Snowy Bear. I have pictures like pinned. It's like the very first picture on my TikTok page. The kids are moving. It's pinned. It's like we only had a small wedding. Yeah. What? Frank Joe. No, I think they meant to put nalgas, but they spelled nalgas wrong. Learn how to spoke. Just kidding. Honey Bunches of Oats with almonds, Apple Jacks, and Captain Crunch. Captain Crunch is good, girl. It's super good. Like the Captain Crunch from the bag. I don't know if that's even real Captain Crunch or like generic Captain Crunch, but like the ones that come in the bag. You know which ones. My babies are fraternal. They're fraternal twins. Nualgas. Thank you, Brenda. Yeah, girl, so I think I'm gonna head out now in a few moments. Yeah, I know. I'm excited too. It's getting crunch time, girl. If I don't see you between a month from today, more or less, just know that if I don't go on live or if you don't see me for a couple of days, it's because the twins are getting here or the twins are here. So they're coming, girl, in about a month. Let me see. Silent watcher for a while, but I'm curious to know, do you know the genders of the babies? No, Kim, I'm keeping it a secret. What about chips? Ooh, chips. I like Lay's. I like the saltiness of Lay's. I like Doritos, and I like Miss Vicky's jalapeno chips, like the kettle cooked, like the thick bite. It feels good on the. What about you, Elena? What are your top favorite chips? Yeah. I have a package to send. Ooh, Brenda, thank you, girl. Send it to my P.O. Box. P.O. Box 220074 in El Paso, Texas 79913. It's on the bio. Yes. My favorite fast food? Oh, girl, I like McDonald's. I don't know if you're a fan of McDonald's, but I love McDonald's. I love Whataburger. Let's not talk. Whataburger, McDonald's. I like burgers. Let me see. Okay. Is it the same when you sent me my phone case? Is it the same? Yeah, girl, it hasn't changed. Yeah, it hasn't changed. My favorite dinner? My favorite dinner. What is my favorite dinner? I don't know. I think I like pasta dishes. I like lasagna. I like pasta. I've noticed though that like when I make that stuff, my bird doesn't eat it. Like he'll eat it that one day, but if there's leftovers, he won't touch it, girl. Like I'm the only one eating the leftovers. I'm like, why am I the only one eating leftovers? He's like, isn't that so annoying? Yeah. I like pizza. The house hunting is going good, girl. We're just waiting for like the last like the closing. Ooh, like the pork rinds, like the chicharrones. Are you talking about do you like spicy chicharrones? If that's what you like. Chicken and broccoli Alfredo. Oh yeah, chicken and broccoli Alfredo is so good. I like it with mushrooms. Do you like it with mushrooms and some French toast, or like toast with like a little bit of butter and garlic salt, and you make sure that the garlic salt is nice and melted with the toast. I know lasagna's good. The best dish that Birdie makes is tacos. The best, like ground beef tacos. Like he'll make the ground beef and then he'll like fry up the tortillas and then they're all wet and then he puts like all the ingredients in and then he folds it and then he like puts it back into the oil and right, and let them get nice and crispy, and then he takes them out and puts like shredded lettuce and tomato with some cheese, a little bit of like sour cream, and then I told him this trick. I was like, can you please put some what's the seasoning? I can't think of the seasoning right now. Is it paprika? I don't know, girl. Like just lightly put it on the shell with like your finger and go like this and with some salsa. Oh my gosh, so good. I know, I'm getting hungry now too. I know. I've never heard of King vitamin cereal. Never heard of it, girl. I know, right? Oh, that's what we get for freaking talking about food. That's what we get. Yeah, girl. But anyway. So I'm going to leave in like 3 minutes. A nice whole number. Like at the 15 mark. Thank you, Candy Cane. Thanks for all the besties being here with me. Thanks for joining in on a Saturday, girl. I haven't really done much, and I'm not going to really do much for this next month coming forward. Besides, work on my summer bucket list 2025 pregnancy edition. The next thing coming up on my summer bucket list is I'm going to go swimming with my sister tomorrow. She has a pool at her apartments. So tomorrow I'm going to document me swimming as part of my bucket list. And then on Tuesday, I want to go to the movies because they're $5 movie tickets. And girl, I can't beat up a discount because I wanted to go over the weekend, but I'm like, I can't afford it. But we can go on Tuesday because they offer $5 movie tickets. And I don't know about you, girl, but like, don't tell them the movie theater. But like, do you ever sneak in snacks? Girl, I sneak in snacks. I haven't gone to the movie theater in a long time. But when I do go, girl, I sneak in snacks. I go to like $1.25 Tree or like Dollar General or like any Family Dollar that's around. I sneak in snacks. Yeah. Oh, I don't sneak in Taco Bell, girl. That's like totally obvious. I don't do it. I'm too embarrassed. Like the person next to me, I'm over here opening my taco, like the bag, the wrapper, right? No, I'm too embarrassed to do that because they know that wasn't from. But I'll sneak in my Raisinets, right? Sneak in my watermelon, the Sour Patch watermelons, like the snacks that they sell there. I just put it in my bag, right? And then when I'm there, bust out of the bag, like, yeah, I bought it here. Like, oh, I bought it. I think the only thing that we do get is popcorn and drink. Share the drink and then like a small popcorn. But the snacks, girl, yeah, girl. Yeah, they're way too expensive, bastards. Just don't tell anybody. If you work at the movie theater, you didn't see me. Whenever you pass by, go like this. Like, oh, I don't know that girl. Okay. You used to take pizza in a container in a Tupperware? Everyone, all of us walking in with our big-ass bags walking in. Don't make it so obvious, girl. Oh, my gosh. You're so funny. You guys are hilarious. I love you. So yeah, so after I for the next minute or two, I'm just gonna sit here and then get up and start cooking away, girl. I love you. I appreciate each and every one of you. You'll find this video posted on the YouTube. Please make sure that you follow on the YouTubes. Continue supporting your girl. And I do appreciate all your love. All this friendship that we have, this energy that we share is unbeatable, and we are unstoppable. Always and forever, girl. So I love you. I love you so much. Always and forever. Can you see the bump? Ian, what do you want to see the bump for? The bump looks like every other bump in the whole wide world. Look up baby bump on Google and you'll find a bump. Where are you going? I'm going to make dinner. Yay! Thank you, Jessie Cod. Appreciate you, girl. I love you. It's already about that time. It's already the 15 mark. So I love you, and we'll see you girls maybe tomorrow. I love you. Goodbye. Bye.